And now we relaunch the game. Hopefully it doesn't have any issues in doing so. Incompatible profile, no kidding. And now we move it up to the top corner of my screen. Okay. And we have to put up with the music. New profile. FTT2. And we don't even have the Steam Cloud option on this one. Controllers, automatic. Hopefully everything still works fine. Next. Shift up. Shift down. Next. Finish. Not like 12 AM? No, it's like 12 PM. It's midday. So we could just start in Berlin. Oh, interesting. Oh no, Szczecin is there. No, Szczecin we found better, I think, to start with. No tutorial. Excuse the double music currently. Okay, options. Audio. Music. First things first, and actually also master volume I usually drop down significantly. Controls. Get rid of that. Steering sensitivity crank up. Everything else we kind of don't care about. I don't think the dead zone needs to be... I think that's from my old controller that was a bit broken. Shouldn't need to be up as high anymore. Okay, shift up, shift down, start, stop, engine, there. I really wish I could change the just general defaults for all this stuff. Horn we don't care about, cruise control, resume was never mapped, now it is. Next camera, we unassign. Oh, we don't have the sequential option? No, we don't. Interesting. Oh, we do now. Not that I used it, but still. Interior camera, no, not left button. Idiot. Right stick. I hope that didn't unassign anything. Maybe I should quickly reset to defaults. Yeah, never mind. Trailer, no, detach, there. Left stick, yes. And menu back. Yeah, I hope left click didn't unassign from something, because that would be annoying. I can't think of anything that it normally does. Cruise control, up and down, very handy. Cool. Sweet, so just double checking world map. So Berlin, yeah, we still have the ring road for Berlin, so that's good. Okay, and we should have more arcadey handling for this. So hopefully we won't tip as easily. Gonna add for a racing wheel setup. I think Amazon's listening. Probably. This is on Twitch after all. It knows. So yeah, we can turn so much harder without having to worry about tipping over on this patch. So nice. Realistic? Not even slightly. Convenient? Absolutely. I didn't change any of my truck settings. That's annoying because that's now going to waste some time for me to do now. Because the speed limiter will be on. I changed the controls, but I didn't change the truck settings. Also, the performance is really jerky for some reason. Also, I hope the game capture is actually working properly, because I didn't even check. Cool, I can't just mash A through this either. That's annoying. Cool, so quickly, options, gameplay, game settings remain, truck settings, braking intensity up, speed limiter off. We don't have a lot of those other options that we had. Job market. Route length. Other way around? No, that is what we want. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to Berlin. Okay. 11 ton? 4 ton. There we go. Cool, and just going to quickly check an OBS. Yes, that's capturing correctly. Good. And the load limiter is also working. Good. Load remover, not load limiter. Alright, sets into Berlin. So this split we might run over because we might squeeze a quick extra lap or two in once we get closer to Berlin. Because we've got 8 hours to do this delivery. I mean, we can just split at a certain point that we know we've done what we need. Once we've traveled 100 and... So distance 962. 961. Okay, so that's counting down. So once this fuel distance gets to 880... No. 850? Yeah, once the fuel distance gets to 850 or thereabouts, then we split. Not Romania Electronics told my friend. Got ads for the things we were talking about. Who knows? A lot of it is just... there is a word for it, I forget it off the top of my head. There is a word for that phenomenon where it feels like that, and a lot of the time it's just because either you were talking about things because you'd already seen them advertised, or they're the sorts of things that would be advertised anyway and you only noticed them being advertised because you were talking about them recently. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy sort of thing. So there is a technical term for the phenomenon. It's generally actually nothing to do with it. It is basically a coincidence of a very specific sort. Yeah, we should be able to go up 2 levels at once with this delivery, I'm fairly sure. So once we get to about 850 Ks left, that will mark the 110 XP that we will have accrued, which represents the amount that we needed to go up another level. And if we can do a short delivery, that'll be really good to just reset the job stuff so then we can start getting long deliveries immediately. It'll be really good. Okay, now we are going to... I'm always a bit paranoid about tipping on those because the camber is completely wrong for those on-ramps. Let's not crash into things though. On the one hand, I'm always wanting to make good lines on things, but if I actually stay on the outside line, that means I'm doing more distance because of how the game actually calculates distance. So I kind of don't care about inside lines of things. Staying there's nothing will change my mind. The older versions of this game look crap compared to the magical lighting update. I don't think anyone would try to change your mind on that. Yeah, the lighting updates they did gave a whole new lease of life onto the game. It made it actually look like a new game again. Like, they've been releasing some pictures and stuff of the new Kansas DLC for ATS and like guess where we are sort of things. And when I scrolled past one on my YouTube feed, it honestly just looked like someone's travel photo. So that could just be a photo that someone took in Kansas. And I wouldn't know the difference. If it was blown up to like full screen size, then yeah, you can probably tell the difference there based on the trees and everything. But if you're looking at it in like thumbnail size, you just can't tell the difference. So we're only going 145 along the stretch, and ideally I would be going faster, so because this does have a pretty bad engine on this truck. So it's not as good as what we could be doing. So we don't want to do too many laps of this. But I don't mind doing a couple. What we really needed to do actually is get on the other direction, because getting off to go into Berlin is much better from the other direction. That's alright. We do at least one lap. Oh, I also completely forgot to split. When I should have, because yeah, I'm well over that level by now. So that's fine. It means I don't have a fastest split time on that. It kind of doesn't matter. Sum of best for this is meaningless. This quick stop around 2016 was 7 years ago. Yeah, it was. That is the way time works. COVID started being a thing 3 years ago now. Over 3 years ago. We've got really high interest rates and stuff over here at the moment because of the state of the just everything. And it, you know, people going, oh, it's really high interest rates. Like, yeah, that happened like 10 years ago. I remember it. 12 years ago, I think. ETS2 is 11 years old this year. Yep. They did a celebration sort of thing for... Well, they mentioned their... Oh, crap. I've done it again already. I've already gone the wrong way. You know what? Let's just do this. We'll make this delivery. We'll go up the next level. We'll worry about the next one. We don't waste time when we make those mistakes. Key point in not wasting time is, yep, we will on for doing an extra lap and getting some bonus XP. But let's not waste more time than we need to. Especially since that we'll be able to get distance bonus unlocked. Yeah, they were doing, or like, had some mention of the anniversary of it being released on Steam. We'll do this at least. Get a little bit of XP, but I can't be bothered doing the actual parking. And I'm not even sure if it's worth the time to do this. Okay, show results now. Yep, level 1, good, long distance. So we didn't get to go up 2 levels at once, but that's fine. Let's just do one of these. Ah, it's Euro goodies, so that might not be a 90. It's this one again. That's fine. Get a quick 90. Once you level up like that, time doesn't advance or anything, and from what I've observed previously, you won't get jobs that relate to the skills that you just took. Like, I wouldn't start getting 250k plus jobs immediately because I only just leveled up and time hasn't advanced, so the freight market hasn't changed. So you do have to, like, abandon a job or do a delivery. Come on. There we go. 90, good. The time it takes to do a 90, I think, is always worth it, really. I think it just... It really doesn't take very long to do the delivery, generally. Like, I think it would need to take more than a couple of minutes to not be worth it. That said, this parking job that I'm doing a really good job of making it not worth it. The mirror angle, I think, really threw me off there. There we go. Thankfully, they don't care. Good. Sweet. Not world map. Quick job. Thank you. Berlin to Szczecin. 20 ton. Szczecin, Berlin, 11 ton. 370 horsepower. 510 horsepower. 517, but only 11. Yeah, I think we do that. That's good. Cool. So this split is going to be a long one again because we're going to do some laps. 8 hours, so we can do like 5 laps. Hopefully. July 19th, 2023, Super Mario Sunshine will be legally allowed to drink in all 50 states. It will have been allowed to drink here for several years, because our drinking age is only 18. because that's the legal age for most things, so why wouldn't it be for drinking as well? Dumpster fire that is Atari? I have no knowledge of Atari whatsoever. I know that they used to do games consoles way back in the dark ages of gaming, and that they still existed as a games publisher for a while. I think I have some games that were made by Atari, but I don't know which they are, and I don't really care. So I actually want to go left up here, because it'll give me a better off-ramp to get to Szczecin later. No idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Apologies to anyone Polish who I'm abusing their language, but Szczecin to me seems to be the way to pronounce it. If it's wrong, then sorry. Now I know I can go pretty fast around these corners, but I don't want to tip, so just in case. If it was just the truck, I'd have no qualms. The fact that I've got a trailer makes me nervous. Let's crank up the cruise control. We have a distance to empty, which is really nice. I forget how much XP we had remaining, and I can't be bothered checking. Because again, I can probably split earlier based on when I should go up the next level. At 1150 Ks to go, we would need a maximum of about 300 XP, if that. So once that drops to like 850 again or thereabouts, I think we split. It's just a very rough indication, realistically. Because yeah, we're going to be way over the segment time for this. But, yeah, again, doesn't really indicate anything in particular. We potentially could have skipped 2 levels, we might still skip 2 levels at some point. Because yeah, we only need like 300 or so to go up to the next level, if that, or 200. And we're going to be racking up more than that. Also, I should have actually accepted a longer distance job. But I didn't, so I won't be getting any bonus, which is going to screw me over. So realistically, maybe I shouldn't actually fixate too much on this one. It's tough. Make one small mistake, and it just throws everything off. Why did I think that I wanted to go that way? I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, if I'm not getting the 25% bonus, that adds up a lot. Maybe we just do this delivery stock. Well, I've already taken a bit of a different distance and added on a bit of extra XP. But yeah, I think I'm just finished this. Oh, God's sakes, get out of my way. Cars that change lanes in front of you. Atari created Pong. Oh, good for them. Tarnish the reputation with Roller Coaster Tycoon. How did that tarnish the reputation? I thought that was a really successful game and a good franchise. I never played it, but it seemed to do well. It seemed to be popular. I played the old theme park games and stuff. Never played Roller Coaster Tycoon. They were doing good and then they weren't. Yeah, I mean, that does just happen sometimes. 2013, they filed for bankruptcy. Yeah, I mean, the global financial crisis was just a few years prior to that, right? So they might have had bad investments or something. Also, gaming was going through an interesting phase 10, 12 years ago. It's still in a weird place sometimes. They now make crappy mobile games. Oh yeah, well, you say from giant to hated, but a lot of people play a lot of mobile games, so who's to say they're wrong? You know, it's a market for a reason. There are a lot of people who love mobile games. I don't know which ones they make, but, you know. But yeah, that is just the fickle way of business, is if you miss the boat on a particular thing when the culture is shifting, then you just get left behind. And if you put a lot of money into investments on particular concepts or ideas that don't work out, then yeah, you're just kind of screwed. Yeah, I cannot really begrudge in good conscience any company that focuses on doing mobile gaming, because there's a lot of money in that. There's a huge player base in mobile games, because there's so many people who have phones but not a computer. They'll have a phone but they won't even have a console, so it's a huge market. Yeah, a lot of mobile games are repetitive and derivative and predatory, but people seem to like them, so so whatever. I'm going to make the executive decision to despawn the traffic, because I waste about 6 seconds in menuing, but then I don't have to slow down to a stop through here. Can I go on the footpath through here? Yeah. No one's stopping me! Speeding fence. I'm surprised it even recognizes that there's a speed limit when I'm driving on the footpath. Nice. I gotta say, I love the old handling. Cool, and 90, excellent. Oops. That's why I have a reset camera button, because if I screw things over with my mouse, I need to be able to then see what I'm doing. So we want to start getting like Shenzhen to Hanover or something would be really good, if that's an option. I might even just take the next level in long distance so that I can start getting things like that, so I could just do a long distance, do some loop-de-loops around Berlin on my way. Cool. There, yep, second long distance, because it's very rare that you actually get valuable jobs anyway. I'm not going to get them immediately, but so that's 345. Berlin to Prague, I was talking about the other day. Oh, here we go. We'll take that. Section 2, and it's a 480 horsepower engine is pretty decent. What else is there? It's into Magdeburg. Ooh, 530, but it's 18 tons. And actually, yeah, because that's 22 tons. We want light, ideally. Berlin to Prague. But it's only a 360 horsepower. And now it's lower distance. Okay, I guess we just... we'll gamble on this one. Wasted a bit too much time there on that, unfortunately, but we'll take a bit of a punt on this delivery. We'll see what speed this truck manages to do on the way to Berlin. Also, once again, I didn't even split. I'm not doing very well this game. Oh hey, we're ahead. But that's because last run it was weird. The Crack Nutter. That's a great name for a track. Problem with Roll Token Atari. Roll Token 3. Oh yeah. Devs with Frontier. Barry didn't want to pay them. Oh, okay. Frontier sued them. Yeah, it would do it. Credited for driving into the ground. I don't know. I take claims like that kind of questionably. What does that even mean? Driving the franchise into the ground? What? By making more games that people seem to like? But, I mean, if they didn't pay the developers, I wonder whether or not that is a bit of a showing that they were already in bad state financially. So they were trying to dick them out of money, and then when they got sued, it just screwed them over further, and that's probably why they ended up having to go bankrupt. In this older version of ETS2, does this truck start off the ground? It doesn't fly, no. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. So far as I'm aware, it starts on its wheels. I don't know, it might load in slightly above the ground to avoid clipping issues or something, but I never notice any bounce, so if there is anything like that, it happens before you actually get into the cab. This is not a great transmission, it seems. If we can only do like 120, we might not want to do any laps. We will see how things go when we get closer to there. I'm also not having the close dash GPS, which is a bit annoying because that's made me get into trouble previously. I'm also not sure which direction we want to go around Berlin for getting off the motorway again. Looked like it fell. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I just didn't notice, but it wouldn't surprise me. It makes sense. I wouldn't normally notice it, because I think if you are using your own truck and just driving place to place, you know, you don't need to worry about the spawning in or anything, or the loading of assets, because that's already done. But when you're doing a quick job, it does kind of make sense that maybe it just drops just a few centimeters just to prevent any ground clipping problems. Yeah, I've not really noticed. I'll try and pay attention next time. I've not really noticed before. It's a common thing you see in a lot of games with, you know, you spawn in an actor of some sort and they'll just like be slightly above the ground and then drop. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? So we're going off the bottom there? I don't really have time to think about it, so we're just going to do what it tells me. And we'll just go around this way. Oh, it's the bottom left exit? I think it doesn't matter then. Okay, this is going to tip if I'm going too fast, even on this patch. Let's be careful with that. Now, with the sort of speed that we managed to do around this curve up here will dictate whether we go round it for a second lap. We have a lot of time to spend, like 9 hours. So we can do a couple of laps easy. Yeah, I don't think it would make any difference which direction we go. Let's load up our cruise control anyway. We want to make sure that we take the right direction. Since we don't have the dash GPS to inform our decision, this was a bad idea. I should have gone around, but never mind, we made it. Okay, good. I'm glad you changed lanes then. Yes, that's fine. 130 odd Ks now, that's not bad, like it's still not great. But it's always a bit of a gamble, like there's no guarantee how long it would take us to get a delivery that had a better engine. A 22-ton delivery means that it does take a while to get up to speed is the problem. But once we're up to speed, you know, 140 or so, I mean 150 is what we've previously been doing around here. On the rare occasions that we get a nice Volvo or Scania or something, and actually a decent gearbox. We'll do a lap. I have no idea how much XP that I had to the next level, so, but I don't think I'm going to be jumping to the next level immediately. If I do, then I just skip a split instead of actually splitting, I guess. It's actually sending me through Berlin. No. I want to do laps. This game is still jank, but funny jank. I wouldn't say that it's jank, really. You can encounter some jank sometimes, but you kind of have to go... Ah, cock. I just realized that I was missing my turn right there. This is not a good attempt, but it's too late for me to reset now. %. I should have repaired the truck. I'm really bad at this, I've decided. To no one's particular surprise. Do we even have time to do a lap now? 6 hours, 3, okay, yeah, we can still do a lap, and then we have to do the delivery. Not happy with myself. This problem with alternating between going like clockwise or anti-clockwise is it's easy to lose track of which directions you take. And this is only the second time I've been doing this strategy, so mistakes will be made. See how we go tonight. Might come back and do some more. Oh, the lighting on this version certainly looks crap, doesn't it? Tunnel in Spain, to the right lane because of construction, stop because car in front of you stopped, and bus proceeds to drive into the barrier and then gets confused. Yeah, the AI, once it gets into a tricky situation, it just doesn't know how to get rid of it. It's the sort of thing that ideally you need to have some sort of failsafe or it'll just despawn the object after a while. They just need to make it that if a particular actor does not move correctly for a certain period of time, that it just despawns entirely. But generally the consideration is that you're not normally in one place long enough to actually observe weird things happening with the AI, you're just passing them on the road and stuff, and then they disappear when you go too far away. So yeah. Generally the game I feel is pretty solid. It's just, yeah. Every now and then things get confused. Let's set cruise control again. Hopefully I won't have too many engine malfunctions because that is a possibility since we took a lot of damage. We're also not doing that good a speed around here, which is a shame. This northern section just doesn't seem to be very good for maintaining a high speed anyway. I should go round. I need to remember as well that I don't need to keep cutting corners and stuff because it'll just add to the distance if I don't cut a corner, and that's fine in this game mode. Within reason. Ideally I want to get to the point that I know exactly how much XP I'm getting for the final delivery so that I don't go over by too much. But that'll be a bit difficult. You always... well, not always, but you're likely to have a bit of overall. It's taking up the highway that wasn't already taken up by the construction. Right. In situations like that, I'd just despawn the traffic anyway. I do not have the patience, even playing casually. If I get into a spot where I'm just having to wait for the traffic to sort itself out, I will just tweak the graphic settings, force a reload, and the traffic disappears. For me, I find if you just change the vegetation quality from high to low, you can also just change the rescaling from like 150 to 125 or something like that. It'll generally trigger a graphics reload, and the traffic despawns. And it's the best way to get out of a situation like that. Because I'm not waiting for the computer to sort itself out in an AI traffic situation. That is not what I'm playing this game for. So even if I'm playing casually, even if I'm doing like external contracts, I'm having to obey the speed limit and all of that, I might be doing a community event, I don't want to be waiting for traffic. I have to do enough of that in real life when we go anywhere in Auckland. Don't need that virtually. Fines and damage don't matter. I mean, I have fines disabled in my casual save as well, right? I have fines disabled because I just got pissed off with traffic crashing into me all the time and red light warnings, even if you so much as just drift across the line. So I turn fines off very early. I keep fatigue on. I have way more money than I know what to do with, so your damage doesn't matter either. So yeah, you can ram them out of the way. I did it again. I took the wrong way. That's fine, we'll do another lap. That's fine. God, I'm an idiot. Dear, I think I'll just do one lap. I'll go off here. What do? We go around again, apparently. Okay, this time we didn't crash there. We almost did. Came very close. So that little hop concerned me a bit. Means this truck is not very stable with this trailer. I really need to be onto it next time around, because I definitely need to actually go off next time. I can't do another lap. I just keep getting confused which intersection I'm at, and then which lane I should take. Because I was doing a lot of anti-clockwise last run, where you're generally wanting to stay left. And now a lot of the time I'm wanting to stay right. And it's just a weird kind of clash of what I'm meant to be doing. Excuses, I know. Bottom line is, I'm not paying attention. Oh, there's the good old malfunction. We didn't lose too much speed though. We got quick on the gas again. If you kind of restart the engine immediately and flick the gears a little bit, then you can maintain and not lose too much speed when that happens. Let's play this game as properly as possible. Yeah. I used to. I got too frustrated with it. And too bored. Brake check people who wronged you. I definitely don't do brake checking, because that means you're slowing down. I don't want to slow down. Ramming people, absolutely. Brake checking? No. I don't want to stop. I use my brakes as little as possible. Even before I started speedrunning this game, it was a case of, I don't want to slow down if I don't have to. Like, paranoid now about being in the right lane to... I tried to tip there. Being in the correct lane for going around these bends. I love this corner here because it's a little bit of downhill. Let's see, you get some good speed up. I guess we just go around the outside. It's the more even turn that way. Just maintain good speed. That's fine. Now we have the slight uphill, unfortunately, so we slow down again. But, you know, that's fine. So straight through this one, and then we want to go right. Car's going too slow, you give them a little boost and rear end them at 100. Yeah, the problem is that as soon as a car encounters any sort of collision, it'll just want to stop. So it just becomes a dead weight at that point. But yeah, you can push it off to the side. If you get a little bit of angle on it, then it'll just push off to the side anyway. Okay, I'm going to leave it on this view now, so that I see the correct lane that I need to be in. So I can't make the same mistake again. At the very least, we're going to get to level 3. I don't think we're going to jump levels. We didn't have enough. But it's not going to be far. I don't think we're probably halfway through to level 4 by now. Maybe the next delivery... so no, this is the problem. I went right last time. I don't want to go right. I want to stay left. There we go. It's counterintuitive because you'd expect that the main motorway would actually be the ring road, so that the main traffic should go around, and if you turn right, you'd then go up and over, but not the case at that interchange. That's where it's confusing. Okay. Right. We have 3 hours and 20 left. We probably could have squeezed in another lap, but we weren't really going fast enough to warrant it. Okay. So we have a nice clean road all the way down to Leipzig at least, which is good. If we could get like a return journey and do basically Leipzig back up to Stettin, that would be really good actually, I think. How long I've played this game for? I have played this game since basically launch. Yeah, I couldn't continue driving easily, they'll just go through everything to get back to their path. I don't remember that, but I also wouldn't have noticed. Because again, I try not to interact with the traffic if at all possible. I try to ignore them. I know the density has changed over time as well. I can't remember exactly when I picked up this game. I don't think I got it on Steam launch. But I also can't remember if I owned it physically first. I don't think I have the disc for it. But I just don't. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I know I was playing the original. I was playing Euro Truck Simulator 1 for a while. So I was probably playing that for a while even after this one came out. I don't think no, I definitely didn't buy it new actually, because I remember when I bought ETS2, it came with the Going East DLC, and maybe the French one? No, not the. I don't think the French one. I think it came with the Going East DLC as a bundle. So whenever that was a thing, I don't know, but I think the French DLC was out, so I guess that allows kind of dating when that would have been. Because I didn't get the French DLC at first because I wanted to just stick with the base sort of game, but I did have Going East. Because I think it was a specific bundle. And then I think the first DLC I bought was actually Scandinavia, and then I think France. It's going back a while. I know that I was playing with just the Scandinavian, France, and East DLCs for a while. I had bought Italy and the Baltics, but I had not installed them because I was going for the Pathfinder achievement of 100% map exploration, and I didn't want to add more maps to have to explore. So I know I did that. It was a website exclusive for a long time. It took about a year and a half, I think, to come to Steam. It was version 1.3 something that was released onto Steam. 1.4 is the best stable version that was on Steam. So I think it was only about a year and a half or 2 years before it came to Steam. But yeah, I think I was just playing Euro Truck Simulator 1 for a lot before then. Yeah, it's another game to get back into doing some speedruns on. I have unfinished business there. I was wanting to do some of the career speedruns on that, but they take a long time. And I don't know when I'd actually realistically get the chance to do them. Like, I'm taking advantage of the fact that my daughter isn't home this weekend to do some speedruns, but we do have other plans. Let's just do that. I can't be bothered with the actual parking at this point. we've overshot. Oh, no, good. Whew. Going is 2013, Vive la France 2016. Okay, maybe it was later than I thought then. Cool, that's level 3. Let's get fragile, why not? But we don't actually care about that much. Berlin to Linz. We don't really want to go that far, I don't think. Shit's into Kale. That's not too bad. Or Leipzig to Kale. What do we got here? 22 tons, 17 tons, 400. Berlin to... I don't want to do that. Wait, Szczecin to Praha? That's 21 tons. Leipzig to Frankfurt, wrong way. Poznan, that does go via Berlin at least. 510 and it's 17 tons. I think that's good enough. We'll try that. So we can't waste too much time just deliberating over deliveries. Deliberating? I'm so funny. The Mercedes trucks are generally okay, so hopefully it'll be alright. 944 Ks till empty. That's what's going to annoy me the most, I think, is the distance to empty. It allows me to do 2 laps, I think. Maybe. I can always stop for fuel if I need to anyway. There's places to do that. Iberia's already 2 years old. Yeah. If you're asking if you're ready for Iberia. Yeah, I've been streaming this for a while now. Time kind of flies. Both when you're having fun and not. It just kind of doesn't. It'd be nice if it didn't fly when you were having fun and only flew when you weren't, but, you know, can't do much about that. I need to go back into Iberia and explore it more, because there's a lot of places I haven't actually been. I should also put my lights on. There we go. I don't care about the fines I'll get for not having my lights on, I'm more worried about seeing where I'm going. Okay. Okay, we do have the other GPS on this, which is good. The way up to the motorway up here is not great, but that's fine. I think they've redone Leipzig more recently, haven't they? Yeah, but this is old, so... That's fine. Scandinavia's 2015. Okay. Oh, okay, so, yeah, so for some reason I thought France came before then. I guess it didn't. I don't think I bought it with Scandinavia. I thought I remembered it being an option later. So maybe I just bought it with the Going East package when that was the only one that existed. Which would have been about 2013. So I might have bought it 2013, maybe like Christmas sales probably, end of 2013 perhaps. And then gotten back into it when Scandinavia was released. I don't really have a way to track my playing time history, so... Actually, I could probably look at some old saves, because... Oh, that's the other thing, is I was playing this on my old computer, but the hard drive died. So I lost all my save data, so I had to start again. But I could look at my save game history on my main profile and see what the dates of the earliest saves were, and that'll be like this iteration, but again, that wouldn't be the full history. I might have played it at first then, and then it got back into it later. After, you know, because when you lose a big save like that, you don't want to just jump straight back into it. It kind of bums you out for a bit, so I think I just didn't play it for a while. Gotta get going? Fair enough. Have a good day. Yes. Have a good night. Or evening, or whatever it is for you. Probably day. I can't remember. What even are time zones? Yeah, going to a concert later. Looking forward to that. So I do have to finish this run by like 2. That's why I didn't have time to reset when I'd already sunk a bunch of time into it and made some mistakes. So this is going to be a sloppy run, but it's going to be a run. So... and it should be another PB. And then we can just leave this game version active when we come back to it another time. I just really need to actually focus on the GPS and, yeah, not miss turnings. And not crash, you know, that helps too. Getting a couple of PBs is nice. I don't even know how many... Like, I should only have to do one more delivery after this probably. It'll be a case of how long it needs to be. Okay, so stay left. Seems counterintuitive because I'm going right, but stay left. Okay. It is slightly cambered, so I shouldn't have to brake, hopefully. Just take a nice wide line if we need to. It's all the extra distance. It's fine. Realistically, we should probably be trying to take like the widest line through all of these corners just to increase the amount of distance that we're traveling when doing these. But it's hard to ignore the idea of racing lines, so, you know. And it helps you maintain a bit of speed sometimes, so there's also that. 145, and that's on the uphill bit, so that's really nice. So up here, I need to make sure to not do what the GPS tells me, because I want to squeeze in a couple extra laps. So we've got 3 hours to allow for that. Oh, our remaining time is not an issue. Fuel is going to be the problem. So it's 200 kilometers from this point here. So we're currently at 760 k's till empty. So when we do this next lap, so yeah, we're at 757. So it's 750. And we need to have at least 200. That's fine. So we have worse corners in some ways for this. I probably should in some ways have actually gone clockwise again, because the lines are neater. But that's fine. And it would have made a bit of a difference getting off, but it's more important for the turns, like, 'cause you're doing 3 major intersections going this way where you have to deviate. If you're going the other way, it would be none until I get off. So yeah. So those little things should be paying attention to. So yeah, I think generally you want to go anti-clockwise. It's smoother angles. Unless you're getting off to Szczecin, because then it's worse. But again, if you're doing more than a couple of laps, then maybe it's just it might just be better. I have no idea what speed I'm going to be able to do through this corner up here either. We should take it safe the first time, huh? So that's cruise control off. We'll naturally slow down a bit as we go up here. Now we engage again. 130 through here. Yeah, nice and stable. Maybe we can go faster through there, but hey, that was safe. I'm just going to go all the way across here, so we can be on the shoulder past these guys. Now, up here is where it gets tricky. Again, we're probably just going to have to cruise control off as we go around the corner. Stay left. Go wide. Once again, stay left. Basically exactly the same intersection. Bit of a camber on it. We can scrub a bit wider right here. Nicely done. And then again we can go wide up here instead of trying to get it on the inside. All good. Right, so coming up here, what's our kilometers to empty? We've currently got 600 kilometers to empty. So we can do at least one more lap. I guess that's the other thing in terms of doing inside lines and stuff and saving distance when we're doing these laps, is that it might allow us to squeeze in one extra. There's also a gas station up there if I really get caught short. I think I'm only going to be able to do one more lap. There's 200 k's to go. And it's about 200 k's as well to do a lap. So, otherwise we're going to be a bit caught short. Oh, there's a toll that way? I didn't realise that. That's a mistake. Oh well, never mind. We're going to get a bit slowed down for that. Maybe it will be okay just to take a little bit of a fuel up. It's not like I need to fill. I'll only need to just take a little drop. So maybe we do 2 laps and then fill up on our way past. I would love if I was able to do more like 160, if I had a better truck. It's just the luck of the draw though. But that's the way that you get to go faster in this run, is by having a better truck, so you can just maintain better speeds along these sections. But that's the randomness in the game. We're probably past level 4 by now. Like, I could probably split it, it would be relatively accurate, but we'll just leave it for now. It's fine if the segment is really long and the next segment is short. That's fine. It's just the way that it goes sometimes. It's less efficient for XP if you're not taking advantage of the bonus, like the long distance bonus, but at the same time, if you go further and then just know exactly what you need for like a little short delivery or something, it's kind of fine. I think my biggest mistake this run, other than going wrong turns and crashing and stuff, was not taking a long delivery as soon as I could. And then I wasted a bit of time not getting the plus 25% bonus. Again, that's assuming that it actually counts towards the distance you travel and not just the distance of the delivery, like the contracted distance. I mean, it's still bonus, so it's still good, but it might not actually be as productive as I think. I'm just going to stay left this time. Trucks will generally not come into the fast lane, so usually safe. I'm trying to remember what the contracted distance for this one was. It was like 300 or something, maybe? So an extra 25% on that. And it's slightly more because I took 2, didn't I? So it's like an extra 30% maybe? So that'll be an extra 90 or so? 90 or 100 XP. If I get significantly more than 100 XP from the long distance part, sorry, from the long distance part, then I know that it's worked. So I shouldn't need to slow down at all for this corner, I'm fairly sure. No. Oh, God. Okay. Squeak our way through here. I hate it when there's only one lane and there's traffic. Enter into it wide. Try and hit the apex around the blue marker. Does this go down to one lane? No, so that's the difference, is this one stays 2 lanes. The previous one goes down to 1 lane. Okay, so what's our distance to empty like? Do I go another lap, or do I just go now? I'm gonna have to do at least one more delivery anyway, I'm fairly certain. Though I thought that last time, and I would have gotten it if I'd just done one more lap, so not entirely sure. But we're not gonna have enough to do another lap, and to get there we would have to stop for fuel. We don't really want to stop for fuel. So we'll take the gamble. Well, no, we won't take the gamble, sorry. We'll take a different gamble. We'll take the gamble that we're gonna have to do another delivery anyway, rather than taking the gamble on doing another lap. And maybe we can just do another Berlin-Szczecin or something to finish off. No idea what speed I can do through here. We'll just try and keep it pinned. Seems good. That bump at the end is a bit concerning, but... okay. Plenty of fuel left, plenty of time left. Traffic is annoying. This seems to be a pretty decent road, at least. Annoying that it's a toll road, but... not the end of the world, hopefully. So it should only be about 5 minutes or less to finish off this delivery, which is pretty good. We should be well up on our latest PB on this. We've got the border crossing up here. This is a weird sort of line to have to take through things, but we'll just zoom through here. It's a bit different to how it used to be. Different to what I'm used to, should I say. I'm sure it's been the same. I don't have a choice, I have to stop regardless. Okay, that's fine. Here we come. Unfortunate that I have to stop instead of just going like 40 through one of the moving barriers, but that's fine. If I knew exactly what XP that I was going to get or what I needed, I would just do a service walk before the next toll booth to avoid having to slow down. But I think it would be better for me just to stick it out. Yeah, I can't even see the full destination yet. I don't think the entrance into town is too bad. It's a case of I've got plenty of time, and the amount of distance that I'd be forfeiting by warping at that point might not be much. Looks like I'm crossing a main road. It's what would still be in the non-dilation zone. Nah, it's a bit too much after it, I think. I don't want to forfeit the extra distance. Yeah, we'll see. But again, if I'm still going to have to do an extra delivery regardless, then maybe it's fine. If I'd known that that was a possibility, I could have done another lap. and then done the service walk to save petrol. That's fine. Water under the bridge now. There's a nice track for this. Oh no, I was speeding. Okay, a toll booth up here, still 40 odd Ks to go, so... Oh hello, you're annoying. Hell yeah. Just managed to get through. I thought my thumb was hovering over the menu button in case I wanted to reset the traffic back there. Good. 26 Ks to go. See, I could have walked that. I doubt the 26 XP is going to be too relevant, but... So it depends what sort of speed I can go. My distance to empty is still showing 186 Ks. But yeah, it'll be like 150, so I wouldn't have been able to make it even here if I'd done another lap, I don't think. So I'm way up on the segment time, it seems. I can't remember if I split mid-run last level or... Yeah. My splits are all over the place. 8 kilometers. It's at this point it's a case of, do I just service warp? It's constantly a factor of what's your kilometers to XP or time to XP. But also what's the layout of the town, and the depot is actually on the way in from here, whereas I'd have been backtracking a bit if I was to go from the services anyway. Oh, trailer damage. 1% on the delivery. That's annoying. It will be a penalty. That's a shame. Never mind. Probably not going to be consequential. 7, almost 8 minutes up on our segment time for the split compared to last time. Oops. And I have to turn in here. Indicate. I indicated. Let's see what's... Will this be a 90? No, there's a trailer there, I think. No, just the 40. I mean, that's still basically the same as getting the 10 or the 15. But I should also probably just skip at this point. I think by the time I'm starting to get the distance bonuses, I need to stop saying all this stuff and just do it. I waste a lot of time talking about things and not actually doing them. It's basically a case of I just need to do a run where I do different rules and just, yeah, after a certain point, don't park them. Yep, so that's level 4. Take high value. I think just in time is actually best, but I don't want to get those sorts of deliveries. So what XP do I need to take the time to look? Not at that. Progress history? No. Which one was it? I thought it was progress history. Statistics? Skills? No, what was the one where I was looking and it had like a different sort of map or whatever? I can't even remember now. Well, I only need 700 XP. I also forgot once again to look. Berlin to Linz, no. I want like section through past Berlin or something. Section to Prague. No, wrong way, wrong way. Wrong way. I'll only need to do like one extra lap for a lot of these things. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. Oh, but what's the truck like? Terrible. That's the other thing. Oh, there we go. 700 horsepower, 9 tons. Hell yes. I don't think I even need to do a lap with this one. I think it's just do the delivery and then I'm done. It's 500 Ks. I'll be getting bonus for the long distance anyway. It's annoying not knowing exactly what I'll get for it. Oops. Oh, this isn't one of the Volvos with the dash, unfortunately. It's not the exclusive trim. That's annoying. Let's get on this for now then. It's absurd getting one of the best engines for such a light delivery. It's going to make my acceleration great. Why couldn't I have had this for one where I did need to be doing laps? It might be a case of it might direct me to go anti-clockwise, but I want to go clockwise. And then it'll just give me a little bit of extra distance. It's only just going to be a PB, I think. Did waste a bit of time early on and didn't get bonus XP when I needed to. It's going to be interesting looking at the playback of this one to see, because I wasn't paying correct attention to how much I was getting from things, whether or not I was getting the bonus XP at the right places, and how much bonus XP I was getting. Like, does it matter whether or not you get the ones that qualify for the bonus XP? Is it worth it compared to yeah, just doing laps without? Because if you don't get the bonus XP on the additional, then it's not worth it. I needed to be doing these sorts of longer deliveries earlier though, that's the other thing. It's a case of whether or not you get the ability to unlock them. Maybe instead of Setson I should have been coming here instead. Well, no, because the tolls are annoying. Like, I don't really want to be going to or from here. I think going to or from either Setson or Deep Search is better. I mean, I should also just be selecting the city I'm going from when I go into the job selection screen. But this should get up to a nice good top speed. Let's chuck cruise control on so I'm not having to just keep my finger going. So I've got a little bit of a stretch before toll booth. great engine. I think the gearbox is the wrong one. Because with only a 9-ton delivery, I should be able to be going more like 160, not 147. Never mind. Yeah, so it's leading me to go round to the right. I wonder if I want to go round to the left, just to get that little bit of extra distance. Can I sneak through? No, barrier goes down. If it's one where you don't actually have to stop, then you can sneak through after. I mean, I didn't have to wait for as long because the barrier was almost up already, so that was nice. What do I want to do? Do I go left? Do I go right? It's going to be a little bit of extra distance. I don't know if I'll be able to see how the exit goes when I get up there until it's too late. Oh yeah, this is the weird border crossing thing. I mean, it's much more comprehensive than the little tiny ones that don't do anything. I mean, none of them do anything now, but... yeah, it's a case of what's the exit like. Pretty easy, isn't it? I'm just slightly paranoid. No, it will actually be better if I do the way that it wants me to. I'll just need to make sure I park the trailer manually. And I just have to hope that I don't have to do just a tiny little delivery at the end just to make up for any XP shortfall. It's interesting, I gained like 6 minutes almost early on, but then I lost a lot of time, and now I'm losing more time. I'll never understand why you can't go straight ahead there and go into Berlin from another direction as well. Fairly sure that's where that road goes. So it was 500 XP, we needed about 700. 500 plus 25% is an extra, so that's 625. It'll be slightly more than that. I think if I only get a 40 to park, I'm going to have to do another delivery, which is going to be really annoying. I mean, I have, what, 10 minutes before it's no longer PB? I think I'm fine on that regard. If I don't crash. It should not take me 10 minutes to either A, finish this, or B, even do another tiny little delivery. But it's going to be tighter than it should have been. This definitely had better potential. But a lot of that is just that earlier delivery that I didn't take I didn't take a long enough one on. think you just have to be a lot more rigid in terms of these are the places I'm going, and this is the number of laps I'm doing around Berlin on the way there. Because by this stage, like, I have longer deliveries unlocked. There's no reason why I shouldn't have had a delivery like this where I've got such a long time remaining. I could have filled up on fuel on my way and just been able to just do some sweet laps around and around Berlin. And if it counts for the extra, like, plus 30% or whatever, then I'd have been away swimming, basically. You don't want to do the extra laps early on, really, because you're not getting as much bonus. Again, assuming that the bonus actually counts from there, and not just from the contracted distance. Really hope that I'm not going to have to do another little delivery. If I do, I'll just, yeah, select a city, take the shortest delivery that I can. Hopefully they'll get like a city-to-city one, like an intra-city one. I should probably always have my city sorting be like shortest first, so I can always do those if I see them. Especially early on. And then I just need to click on the last screen, or the last tab, to get the longest deliveries when I want to do those. Because early on I'm wanting to do more short deliveries realistically. And then later do only long deliveries. If you can start off by doing like 4, well, you have to do at least 3 short deliveries, either some combination of 2 90s and a 40 to crack level 2. Or level 1, I guess. Then it's the 700 for level 2. Because yeah, ideally then, maybe you don't even care about getting the bonus XP at that point when it's only 1 tick on the bonus XP. You do get a 25% extra, which is nice. But if you don't get a delivery that qualifies, or going from one good place to another, then it might not be worth it. Camera on this is like, so we're just slowing down a little bit. Okay, yeah, we're going to slow down a bit more. I wonder if there's no railing and I can just cut the corner down. No, there's a railing. Okay. This is definitely a lot closer than it should have been. I thought I was going to save a lot more time than this. And I think I should have. That's fine, we can do some analysis later. again, the question comes down to, should I service warp and get closer rather than doing that whole little bit at the end for the sake of 5 kilometers? Yeah, 5 kilometers is like 8 XP, but doesn't seem that worth it. But where would the service station have been? Yeah, not far. I think if you restrict yourself to only going to certain cities, then maybe you can plan around that sort of thing. No, okay, if I'm going to this city, I want to warp because it'll get me closer. Guaranteed. Alright. Now, I think I'm going to have to manually park this, which is going to eat into our time even more. Only 40, hopefully that's good enough. Why that's 40 when half the time ones like this are 90, I have no idea. There's another type of depot where this sort of delivery is 90, but you have even more room to maneuver than this. Go figure. Oh, and we forgot how long our trailer was, so let's just walk it back again. What should we do with the drunken trailer? Oh, seriously? There we go. God. Right, will this be enough? Moment of truth. No. We are 30 short. Like I said, I was sure that it was like, if I don't get... And we're not getting any, like, intra-city deliveries? Are you kidding me? Wow, okay, well, we're just going to have to... Well, this isn't going to PB anymore, I don't think. We're just going to abandon this immediately and hope that we get... Okay, there you go. Poznan, Poznan. That's rough, buddy. Oh, this is a horrific place to leave from. Yeah, that's always really annoying when you come up just short like that. If I'd gone south around Berlin, I wouldn't have had to do this. Yes, it would have taken slightly longer. I would have had a worse intersection, but it probably would have been worth it. And I only need to do the 40 if it's a 40, but I do need to do the top one. And of course it's a 90. But this is the one I'm talking about, right? You've got a 90 here. How is this any different to what I was just doing that was a 40? This is basically the same. I didn't turn far enough. Basically identical, but apparently worth 90. Anyway, if I'm quick on my menuing, we will get a PB just. So let's just do that. Sure, whatever. Bank. 400. Yes. Good. Truck dealers. You. Whatever. Visit. Yes. Purchase. Okay. Good. Loading. Quit. Back up here. Trailer dealer. That. Purchase. There. Good. Yes. Okay. Trailer manager. You. Use. Yes. Done. 1 minute under. Yeah, that should have been a lot better. That's for damn sure. That should have been much better. But PB. So that's fine. We never once went into overdraft. There's nothing about going into overdraft at all. Cool. Well, that's that. So, yeah, progress history. That'll be the interesting thing to look at. So that's the number of deliveries, and you got level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess? Yeah. For some reason, this doesn't really count down the bottom here. Like, level 1 is somewhere in between these sections here, which is really weird. Yeah. I wonder if it shows in my log how much XP I got for things. So that was 500 kilometers, but 668 XP. 40 of that was just from parking. That was 960 XP. So, where's my logbook? Would it be under driver manager? Do I get to see, like, my... No, I don't get to see much in the way of... Yeah, show log is grayed out. I don't get to go back and see what my things were. Well, let's just go to the external view, as is tradition. Do that.